From the people I'm talking to at the moment, it looks very probable that both Bahrain and Saudi Arabia will be cancelled, and the chances of the races being rescheduled elsewhere look quite remote at the moment. I mean, there's conversations going on, but what I've been told from those in the paddock in the know are that the likelihood is that the calendar will go from 24 races down to 22, and they won't be rescheduled anywhere else for logistical reasons, which will mean that effectively April is a month without racing in Formula One. The calendar is very healthy. There are circuits that want places, can't get them. 24 races is a record number. Well, it was 24 last year, but there hasn't been a bigger calendar. So going down to 22 would still be an extensive calendar compared to the past. I mean, when I first started covering Formula One, they had 16, 17 races in the championship. So it is still a healthy, good calendar. I mean, it will probably affect, or undoubtedly affect, Formula One's bottom line, in the sense that Bahrain and Saudi Arabia were two races that paid significant hosting fees, but it won't be a sort of a massive blow in the sense that it could have been if other races elsewhere. I mean, there's still a question mark at this point, perhaps over the Middle Eastern races later in the year in November and December. Qatar and Abu Dhabi are due to close the season. But that's a long way down the road. There's also Azerbaijan, and that country was recently hit by a rocket attack, and there's so the neighbouring countries. I mean, those three: Azerbaijan, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. But that's a long way down the road, and at the moment, there's no suggestion that they won't happen. For Formula One, they've left a certain amount of freight in Bahrain already from testing, because they leave some of the stuff to save it having been shipped around the world. But they will still need to bring the cars in, to bring a lot of other freight in. They would have arranged to have freight shipped from China after the race this weekend. So that is a deadline in itself. So I think, from what I've been told, that the kind of deadline for a decision on the races is probably around about March the 20th. But it's quite likely to come before that. It could all come to a head in China this weekend if there's not an announcement before that. But I would certainly expect some sort of a decision to come in the days immediately after China and before the Japanese Grand Prix. Well, it gives everybody, all the teams, perhaps more time to build spares, to think about what they need to do. I think if you were Aston Martin, you probably would actually quite welcome a break like this. I mean, they're not getting the laps physically on track, which contribute to the understanding of the car. But they're not getting the laps on track at the moment anyway, because the Honda engine is not allowing them to do so. So this would give Honda more time to make more batteries, to have everything, more get to grips more with the engine, perhaps. So it might be welcomed by them. For the other teams, I think it's just they've got a lot of data to go through. Probably, I mean, Mercedes would probably rather keep on racing, as they seem to have got a very good blend of chassis and engine, and they're on top at the moment, and they want to get as many points early in the season before anybody else catches up.